Yo, what is up, my peeps? It is the Beast. Welcome back to the Beast on. I know it's been a while. It's been inconsistent. I'm trying to keep it going, but the new gig at Code Ninjas, it's taking time. You know, when you're training for a new job, when you're trying to get used to a new industry, when you're just trying to grind and get it done, sometimes you gotta, make your priorities straight. And my priority is to do the best I can, as fast as I can, at getting up to speed in all of my Code Ninjas duties. Thank you to Tracy and Eric, the owners of Code Ninjas here in South Florida and Broward County, for the awesome hat. I appreciate that. They say hats are for closers, and I guess I am one, or will be, or hope to be, or something. Listen, this video is simple. I was going to have a lot of hot takes about the Dwyane Wade documentary or the Kobe celebration that went on. But something happened yesterday that really touched my heart. And not that the Dwyane Wade story or Kobe Bryant story didn't touch my heart, but this is actually related to the Dwyane Wade story. Something happened yesterday that just made me feel so good. And listen, I'm a bit different than a lot of other people who are in media or have been in media. I've always cheered the success, rooted for the success, helped the success of other people who I believed in. Sometimes it's been to my detriment. There's been so many times in my career when I've helped get someone promoted or get a bigger slot or get more gigs when in the end it would actually hurt me. There's a lot of people out there, and this is not to, I'm not sitting here tooting my own horn, because then the selfless act becomes selfish. But, I've helped a lot of people get where they are, one way or the other in this industry. I'm not going to sit here and name names. They know who they are, and they'll tell you if they want to. And I'm not saying I helped this person get where he is, but I worked alongside him for a number of years. And I recognized right from the start how great, how smart, how hardworking, how creative, how amazing he is. And that's Brendan Tobin. If you're not familiar, Brendan Tobin, morning show host, along with Leroy Horde, Robbie Cambo, on my old stomping ground 7-9 of the ticket. It used to be Tobin, Leroy, and Beast. Now it's just Tobin, Leroy, and Robbie. And that's fine. I'll make my comeback someday, somewhere, somehow. There'll be a unification somewhere, somehow, hopefully. But, we started working together as a midday show, moved up to the morning show. But even before that, when I first got to the ticket, Tobin was just a grinder, man. Just producing that morning show, just pushing buttons, reporting, going to cover press conferences, just hardcore worker. And I just knew it from the first day that I met him, because I'd only heard Brendan Tobin, maybe doing a sports flash or what have you. I wasn't really familiar with him personally, like I was a lot of the other people that worked at 790 at the time through the industry. I just knew his work through what I heard on the radio. But when I first met Tobin and I first got just a glimmer of what he did and how he did it, I developed just a ridiculous admiration because it's just, listen, there's a lot of people that grind in this industry and a lot of people that work their asses off. And there's a lot of people that have a ton of creativity and a lot of people that are really good at what they do. But it's really the special ones that have all of that and more. And I think I recognized that in Tobin really early on. So the reason why I'm doing this is because if you missed it, it was announced yesterday that the street leading right to the American Airlines Arena, basically the intersection of Biscayne and 7th, is going to be renamed Dwyane Wade Boulevard. And this was a campaign that Brendan Tobin started a long time ago with, rename Biscayne Dwyane. And he single-handedly got it going. The rest of us on the show championed his cause. But Tobin went to every sporting event, went to every practice, got other athletes to record videos supporting the idea. behind the scenes, you guys don't even know what this kid went through. Calling politicians, calling their aides, dealing with Tallahassee and Miami and the county, and just trying to really get this done because he truly believed that Dwyane Wade was the greatest athlete to ever play in South Florida history, and he deserved a street. And Tobin took this on single-handedly, and he just would not stop. He would not stop until he got it done, and he did. So, listen, I know that Francis Suarez and, the commissioners and everybody else are going to get their due, but this morning when I saw Dwyane Wade tweet at Brendan Tobin the thank you that he did, man, I'll be honest, make fun of me if you want, but as my former co-host would tell you, I get emotional. I had tears in my eyes. It just meant so much to me that somebody that I know and believe in and works his ass off finally got the credit that he was due from a guy that he loves so much in Dwyane Wade. It really touches me. So I'm glad that got done. But, I know a lot of you, if you're watching this, maybe you don't live in South Florida, maybe you don't know Tobin, maybe you haven't listened to the show, you need to. I'm telling you that, even though I got kicked out of there. It's just brilliant. Tobin and Leroy are brilliant. Robbie is brilliant. I'd give a testicle and an arm to be able to work with them again. I actually really don't need my testicles anymore, to be honest with you, because I'm done making babies, so you can take them if you want. The other parts are fine. So, just great crew, and you gotta listen to the show. And, I don't want to get too much into top secret stuff or stuff that, I shouldn't really be talked about, what have you. But, there was a lot of choices to be made when the big switch happened with 560 and 790. There was a lot of stuff up in the air. There was a lot of moving pieces, moving parts. And, I think it worked out for the best. I'll just say that the people who, well, that's not true. There are people lost their jobs that shouldn't have lost their jobs. That's clear. I'm talking about Frito and Curtis and some others, but more people would have been gone or could have been gone, or different people could have been gone, and the lineups wouldn't have been the same as they are now. And to the extent that I had some input in that, I'm glad that I stuck my neck out. Not my neck out, but I'm glad I got my voice out as to who I believed in, and made a case for. And Tobin was definitely one of those people. Listen, I know Amber got a contract, Zazzle got a contract. It's not, I have no idea. I'm hoping that Entercom and everybody takes care of those three guys, Tobin, Leroy, and Robbie. They all deserve everything they could possibly get. I think, my dream, my goal, my vision while I was on that show was that one day we would go national, and take the Peacock Pirate Posse to a greater audience. Maybe there's a chance it still happens. I really don't know. I don't have an agent, but if you want to be my agent, feel free to make that phone call for all of us, if they'll have me back someday. But certainly the program that we did, the program that they're doing now, those guys deserve all the exposure in the world. And I love Leroy and I love Robbie, but Tobin makes it go. And he is. We had to sit in front of a bunch of salespeople and give a pitch about our shows because they didn't understand how to sell our shows. And you know what? They still effing don't know how to sell half the shows on that station unless your name is Joe Rose. And it's sad. But, the first thing I said when I got up there was, Brendan Tobin's a genius and you guys don't get it. And I embarrassed him. And, I'm sorry for that. But it's true. The dude is one of the... I've worked with a lot of people in this industry. You guys know I've worked with the greats, whether it was Hank or Neil or the Mad Dog, the First Team, Ed Cap. I've worked with everybody, man. I've worked with Pharrell. I worked with Howard Davis, that douche. Howard David, I should say, not Howard Davis. Howard Davis is a good guy. He's in sales and operations. Howard David, on the other hand, is a douche. But that's neither here nor there. I've worked with everybody. I've done everything. You know, I'm only 43. I've covered multiple Super Bowls. I've covered every big national championship game. I've broadcasted every big game. I've been on the sidelines. I broadcasted USC Oklahoma, standing in between Will Ferrell and Shaq. I've done a ton. And if I never get on a radio again or broadcast again, I'll be upset. Part of my identity will be gone, but I can't say that I haven't accomplished a lot. But this isn't about me. It's about Tobin, because he deserves it all, man. He definitely does. So, I guess in just wrapping this up, and I'm probably making Tobin feel uncomfortable because I'm going on for 10 minutes about how great he is, but someone needs to, because there's just not enough praise. There's not enough people out there in this industry that get the respect they deserve. We always feel disrespected as personalities. Oftentimes, salespeople, management, whoever, just doesn't give a rat's ass, or doesn't care, and that's a guy that deserves it all. So, whether we ever accomplish my vision of the four of us having a national radio show or a national show or being on your TV or whatever, I don't know. But I know that if Brendan Tobin called me tomorrow and said, hey, would you be my board op on my new whatever show, or hey, would you cut tape for me, in a heartbeat, I would say yes, because that guy works his ass off and I would work my ass off for him. So just all praise is due to Tobin. Congrats on getting Dwyane Wade Blvd to reality. It's amazing. And you bleepers better pay him and everybody else. That's all I'm going to say about that. Listen, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. I know it's been inconsistent. I'm just trying to get this going. I'm trying to get the Code Ninjas going. And once I feel comfortable with that, then I'll be back to giving you more content over and over. And hopefully, if some financial things come through, hopefully I'll be able to invest in some equipment, and who knows what's up. Podcasting, video blogging, live streaming, on your TV, on your radio. Who knows what could happen. So, and don't forget, if you want to contribute to that, feel free to at my Patreon page, patreon.com/BrianTheBeastLondon. Don't forget to subscribe there. You'll get more stuff. And follow me on social media at Miami Radio Beast. Tobin, congrats, buddy. I love you. Peace.